In this boxing extravaganza is the junior lightweight fight between South Africa's Jacques and Berg and Jerry Malinga over 6 rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, this first bout is in the catchweight division over 6 rounds. Your officials for this fight, your referee is Mr. Len Hunt. Your judges, Aubrey Skitter, Godfrey Maye and Dan Radebe. And now introducing out of the blue corner, wearing the white and blue trunks, weighing in at 59.70 kilograms in 12 professional fights to date, 8 victories, 1 draw and 3 defeats. Fighting out of Roodepoort on the West Rand, Jacques van der Berg. And introducing out of the red corner, wearing the gold and black trunks, weighing in even 60 kilograms in 13 professional bouts, 11 victories, 1 draw and 1 defeat, fighting out of Soweto. Let's hear it for Jerry Malinga.
Hey Jerry. Okay, Chef, give me a good fight, step back on the break. Good luck to both of you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Can we move that away there, please?
Round 1.
Let's go.
Well, here we go into this 6-round bout between Jerry Malinga and Jacques van der Berg. It's a repeat bout. Last time here, they had a draw, also over 6 rounds in the same ring.
Well, it was humdinger. Well, it was a humdinger last time, Len. If you remember, in the beginning, Malinga had Van der Berg down, and he made a tremendous recovery and nearly stopped Malinga towards the end. So I'm sure it'll be another humdinger tonight.
Well, once again, it's the southpaw style of Van der Berg against Malinga's lanky, prodding left hand. It took them a round or 2 to get going in their last fight, and then once they had it was bedlam as the two of them went hammer and tongs for the whole 6 rounds.
Well, both boys possess good punches, and Van der Berg, as you can see, most of his fights have been won by knockouts.
Oh yes, he's probably the harder puncher of the pair. Got a good punch in that left hand of his, but Malinga, awkward sort of a customer. He wears you down, he keeps coming on top of you, and he gets stronger as the fight goes longer. But one thing we've noticed about him in the last couple of fights is that he hasn't been quite as fit as he perhaps should have been, and he's inclined to wear down a little as the fight goes on.
That's right, Glenn, but both boys just probing at the meantime, and Jacques van der Berg on the attack, but not really landing with any clean punches.
Very much Van der Berg looking the aggressor, going in and catching Malinga with a nice short overhand right to the head. A good punch from the southpaw, and that left hand of his going into the body. Malinga trying to force the pace, but getting caught both to the head and body from the left hook from Jacques van der Berg.
Malinga stalking Van der Berg, and I can see his right hand's cocked, waiting to land that big right of his.
The left hand of Van der Berg's is finding its target very early on in this fight. He's catching Malinga high up with the left hand on the head.
Malinga jabbing, catching Van der Berg in the forehead there.
One wonders if the switch in training of Malinga has been a wise thing. He was with Norman Slabani, left him to go to Richard Smith, and now has gone back to Norman Slabani again, the man who had Dingon Tabella. But that's the end of the first round of this scheduled 6-rounder.
see Andries Stein giving Jacques van der Berg some advice. Andries himself a former South African champion. There's Malinga getting some advice from his trainer, Norman Schlabon. It appears Malinga might have a cut above the left eye. Schlabon working on that eye.
Well, here we go into round 2. Jerry Malinga and Jacques van der Berg. 2 rounds out of 6 here in the Carousel tent. And it's Malinga trying to use that jabbing left of his. Very awkward customer, Malinga. Strangely built man. Very square shoulders. Uses the left jab, but he's allowing Van der Berg to come in on top of him with the left hook. And Van der Berg is finding his target with that left hand of his.
What's your head?
Well, Van der Berg certainly has shown a lot of improvement. If one remembers the first time these two met, Malinga won on a TKO in the first round.
Well, now's his opportunity to try and square the books, because the second time they met, a really good fight here in this same ring, was a draw, and a very good draw at that too. Right now, Van der Berg looking a little bit unsettled. He was caught by a left-hander right from Malinga, walked into them, and not looking too good for the moment, getting caught with overhand rights from Malinga.
And both boys switching attack from body to head. Nice jab from Malinga there, catching Van der Berg in the face.
Yes, Van der Berg looked quite composed and in command of things in the first round, but now he's really starting to collect it from Malinga, who's getting himself into motion, actually, and putting his punches nicely together.
Van der Berg misses with a wild left hook to the body. And it's Malinga on the attack again.
Yes, Van der Berg was actually scoring very neatly in the first round, but this round he's started to swing, and his punches have been rather wild. Collecting left jabs constantly from Malinga. Malinga catches him with a good right hand to the head. He can't afford to take punches like that from Malinga. Malinga's not a terrific puncher, but he certainly wears you down when he connects with a few of those.
He's piling on the pressure. He's got Van der Berg on the retreat.
Oh, and down goes Van der Berg. That right hand found the spot. He'll get up. He'll get up, but there was 2 right hands, one after the other. That second one caught him right on the chin. He is wobbly, you can see it. He's going to come back into the fight, but he is wobbly, and he'll have to watch out, because if Malinga gets through with that shot again, there'll be trouble for Van der Berg. And down goes Malinga. The left hand landed. The left hook from Van der Berg. Malinga, overconfident, walks straight into it. And now it's his turn to go down. Well, this the crowd certainly loves. Both men down, and this makes a ding-dong battle of it. Now it's a case of who's going to go down next, because the punches are flowing here, and they are landing in it. As the gong ends, it's a real free-for-all, a thrilling second round.
And what a tremendous round for both boys. And here we see the slow-mo action, that straight right from Malinga. Caught Van der Berg on the point, and down he went for a count of 8.
Here we are in the slow-mo, and there's that left hand. That left hand that had caught Malinga so much in the first round, caught him again in the second. And that was the end of it.
It's the same thing that happened in the last fight, Len. Malinga got overconfident and got caught by one of the haymakers from Van der Berg. Must always remember, Van der Berg's knocked out many opponents, and he's going to have to keep his hands up as Malinga.
Well, now it's going to be a case of who or which of this pair is the fitter man, because if they're going to connect one another like this, and the punches are really connecting, it's going to be a case of fitness will tell here. And they certainly have been rocking one another. A little bit of problem in the corner there with water. Too much water coming in Malinga's corner. Referee Hunt tells them to mop it up, and now here they go at it again. into the third round of the scheduled 6. Good left hands coming in from Malinga. He keeps that left jab going. He has Van den Berg worried. But what he does is he gets a little bit overconfident.
Malinga must keep that jab going. It keeps Van den Berg off balance.
Well, Malinga must keep that left jab going. While he keeps it going, he's got Van den Berg at his mercy. But when he gets overconfident and drops the right hand, over comes the left hand from Van den Berg, and that's where the trouble starts, like that. Exactly like that. Malinga's holding his right hand far too low here for comfort.
You'll notice Malinga's in front of back comes through with a left hook, not finding its mark. But then you'll notice Malinga's walking into Van den Berg's left hook. Keeps on moving to his right. That's into Van den Berg's powerful punch.
Malinga trying to keep that. The left hand from Van den Berg does find its target again, but that time Malinga was moving with the punch and was able to keep out of the full strength of it.
He's got a beautiful jab. He must utilize it more often, must Malinga.
Both very nipply, getting out of the way of blows there, and just as well, I think, because they're showing a great deal of respect for one another at this stage. Neither too happy about really going in too close. But you have that feeling that something's going to land any moment now. And which of the pair is going to land it? That's the interesting part, because it's really a battle of punches going on here in this catchweight bout. They really are lightweights, these two. Coming near the end of the third round, and Van den Berg takes a right to the face, a left to the face. Nice punches coming in from Malinga as the round comes towards its end here.
Nice, as you say, nice combinations coming from Malinga. It's nice to see a guy throw more than one punch at a time. Malinga boxing very cleverly this round, moving in both directions, keeping Van den Berg guessing.
Well, I think he's trying to keep away from that left hand of Van den Berg. He felt the power of it when it dropped him on the floor like it did. Oh, right hand from Malinga goes through, finds its mark. Van den Berg having trouble with that left jab of Malinga's. It's going through and it's actually aggravating him, tantalizing him. And there's the end of another very good round, the halfway mark in a good 6-rounder.
Here we see action from the previous round, and it's that crafty right hand of Malinga catching Van den Berg unawares. We see Van den Berg countering with his own left hook to the body.
En dan sturen. When you go stand, when you jump on the hip, step it up, but keep your head down. And grab the guy now. And go.
Okay. Yeah, drive off. Right, do me a favor. Okay. Money is come up to you. You have to stand short punches.
Round 4.
Well, here we go into round 4 of what has been a really exciting bout between Jerry Malinga and Jacques Van den Berg. Every bit as exciting as the last bout here between the two when they drew. Both scoring a knockdown in the second round. And a good left hand from Van den Berg goes in.
Stop. You're holding it
Referee
here. Okay.
Hunt gives Malinga a little bit of a warning there for holding. I don't blame him, because he was getting hit rather short by Van den Berg, and that's what he's going to be scared of. But now it's Malinga connecting, both going in with punches. This is a real free-for-all. I think these two, if they live to fight 10 times, they'll still put up the same kind of fight.
I have to agree with that, Len. Van den Berg came out more purposeful this round, and now Malinga's rebounded with some of his own good punches. Both boys are giving as good as they get.
Yes, you have the impression that if Van den Berg did settle down and did a little bit of thinking about what he was doing, he might really get on top of things. But he's inclined to get a little bit wary. He throws his best punches and then lets Malinga come back and dominate the scene. Can't get past that jabbing left when Malinga gets it going.
Both boys trading blows, but no punch is really landing cleanly there. And it's Malinga back on with the combination that catches Van den Berg.
There's the left jab. That's the punch. When Malinga throws that left jab, he should follow with the right a bit quicker, because the moment he lands with the left jab, he has Van den Berg all in the days. I don't know if you noticed that, but every time he does get through with that left hand, Van den Berg seems to be a little bit unsettled.
Malinga changed to southpaw for a minute there. He's back to the orthodox position, catching Van den Berg with the jab. There's Van den Berg on the attack here, but he walked into some beaut punches in. Van den Berg getting warned for holding him behind the head there.
This has been Malinga's round, actually, because there he's been catching Van den Berg with some good right-handers. Van den Berg not quite as composed as he was earlier. Although he's trying to come forward, he's getting caught with an awful lot of shots in this round.
Malinga seems to have had the higher work rate, and that does unsettle Van den Berg.
And rattling away, the left hand rattling in, and of course throwing in the right every now and again, and that right hand has been catching Van den Berg.
Van den Berg on the attack there.
The trouble is with Van den Berg is that he's not sustaining the attack. When he does get on top, he'll throw one or two punches and then move away and let Malinga off the hook.
And there we see Van den Berg getting advice from his trainer, Andre Stein. And there we see Malinga on the attack with his left jab, missing its target though, and it's that sneaky right hand that comes through again. And he catches Jacques with the left jab on the chin.
Well, that was a good right hand from Malinga that came through. You saw the perspiration just bounce off there in that slow-mo. That was a really good shot that Malinga landed with. Well, we're into round 5. 2 more to go in this fight between Jerry Malinga and Jacques Van den Berg. A really good fight it has been. Now it's Van den Berg, obviously having been instructed by his corner, you better move forward more, get on with the job, because you're allowing Malinga to dictate the proceedings far too much. And it really is Van den Berg trying to get into his man here. He has to crowd Malinga and break down that left jab.
He's a lot more effective, as you say, Len, when he is on the attack. But you must just be careful of that right hand from Malinga that comes through time and again.
That's a very strange way of throwing his right jab, this Van den Berg. He sort of leans across it as he throws it. Doesn't get quite the full punching effect behind it. And getting snapped on the head by that right hand from Malinga. That's Malinga's best shot. He looks ready. He holds that right hand cocked all the time, ready to let it go. And there it goes again. The moment he sees the opening, he lets fly with it, fires off the mark very fast.
And again he catches him.
Oh, there, a left hand and another right from Malinga. Van den Berg showing a little bit of trouble here. He's in a bit of trouble. Malinga getting on top of him.
Van den Berg needs to increase his work rate. He's waiting for the big knockout punch, but he needs to score the points and keep on the attack. But he's been pushed backwards by Malinga, who's catching him at will here with combinations.
Yeah, you're right. While Van den Berg's looking for the one-shot knockout, Malinga's doing the work. He's snapping in that left hand, keeping it going, and every now and again overcomes the right. And landing with both hands, he is scoring the points. very much Malinga on the attack here. Van den Berg trying to fight his way out of it. Obviously doesn't know too much as well about fighting on the defensive, and that's one of his problems.
And that's a Malinga stuck his head on Van den Berg's chest, not giving him a chance to move. And he's working the body coming over to the head and catching Van den Berg almost at will.
Hanging in with left hooks to the head now. He's getting a left hook going that he wasn't using before and getting that one in. The right hand going to the body, and he's even prepared to open his shin and let Van den Berg have a go at it. He feels, I'm sure, there's much power in Van den Berg at this stage.
Let's just remember that's how he got dropped last time. He's going to have to keep his hands up because Van den Berg's still got a bit of power in those punches, but he is looking pretty wary now.
Oh, he's taking a lot of stick here as Van den Berg. He ended that round with a battery of punches going in on the chin from Malinga. He took a number of blows as that round ended.
Well, another very good round for Malinga, I'd say, Len. There we get some slow-mo from the previous round with that sneaky right hand catching him time and again. He came through with a nice right hook of his own, only to get caught by a left from Malinga.
Yes, Malinga really was pouring it in there. Van den Berg doesn't look like he's been collecting all those kind of punches. He really has been soaking up the punishment. But, well, it's round 6 coming up. The last of a real bruising little battle between these two. Their third meeting, and they really seem to have a go at one another each time. Van den Berg now obviously realizing perhaps that he might just be that little bit behind on points, trying to make a go of it and catch the eye in the last round. Coming out on the attack and trying to force Malinga backwards. But walks straight into those punches again, leaves his chin open, and Malinga catches him with left and a right to the head.
Malinga using that jab very effectively, keeping Van den Berg off balance. Nice body blow coming from Van den Berg there. And he's got Malinga on the retreat, and this is how he must keep it, Len, if he hopes to catch him.
Well, that's what he's been trying to do throughout this fight, but he seems to get him on the retreat and then immediately lose the ascendancy. Here we have Malinga back on top again, forcing Van den Berg backwards. They're going head-to-head, as you could say, right now. Heads together, and it's Malinga banging away into the body. Van den Berg still looking for that one big shot that might just do the damage. Referee Hunt says break. Hasn't had to do that very often in this fight. And there's the right hand from Malinga, twice going in.
Nice little body blow coming from Malinga through to Van den Berg's body. And then Malinga looking in far better condition than he did in his previous fight.
He's certainly looking in better condition than the last fight, when he was starting to fade in the last round and a round and a half. But this time he's still going strong. Oh, there. He actually found his way through that right hand. Left himself open for a retaliatory left hand from Van den Berg. But Malinga picking his shots quite nicely here. And that's how he's doing it. Picking the shots and doing it very smartly.
Well, it's a wary Van den Berg, trained quite wildly at this stage. Not really finding his mark.
That jab has kept itself going the whole time. It's been the real factor which has upset Van den Berg in this fight. He hasn't really got past that left jab, and that's been the problem with it. Unusual to see a boxer left jabbing a southpaw like this. They usually pull the jab short and go through with the right hand all the time, but Malinga has been quite happy to just use the jab.
Well, he's really keeping Van den Berg off balance. And another good fight, Len.
Excellent fight. A nice fight. And again, a very, very good six-rounder between this pair. Last time it was a draw. Let's see if the judges will get round to a decision this time, because they touch and go each time when they fight these two. As I said before, I think they could fight 10 times, and it'll be the same kind of thing.
And there we see both boys trading blows. And it's Malinga catching Van den Berg on the top of the head and coming through with the right hand.
Well, quite a confident-looking Jerry Malinga walking around the ring there. He's looking quite composed. Doesn't look like he's been through 6 hard rounds, and he certainly has. It's been 6 of the best.
Jacques slightly bruised below the right eye there, Len.
Yeah, the welt coming up there under the right eye, and quite a bit of a nick on top. That's where the left hand was going in all the time. You can see that left jab, the effect of it. He'll have a blue eye tomorrow. Anxious moments for these two fighters as the Boxing Commission officials work out the scorecards and decide on a winner. Ring announcer Darren Scott will have that any moment now. And here it comes back to him. Darren Scott with the result.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges score this fight as follows. Judge Skizzer scores the fight 59-57. Judge Meyer scores it 58-57. And Judge Radebe scores it 57-56 for the winner. By unanimous points decision, Jerry Malinga.
Well, there you have it. As we thought, Jerry Malinga did just enough to win on all 3 scorecards. Jerry Malinga, the winner on points against Jacques Van den Berg.
Tonight's